I know that I'm later than usual with this live. We actually got out of court a little bit early this morning. And so that gave me the chance to go off of the campus of the courthouse and have a lovely late brunch with Tom Evans. Come on over, stand this way so that we can get this beautiful tree in the background. Tom and I have been hanging out together, and we had a lovely little brunch just now. And it was nice to talk about something that was not case related for a change. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, it's hard not to though. We always want to ask each other questions about case things. And Tom's new book just came out yesterday. So exciting. In fact, why don't you tell the people about the book? Because I've got a copy and I'll show them. So you hold this and I'll grab my copy so I can show them. No, that's the first one. And for those of you who don't know, Tom was a juror on Lori's first trial back in 2023. Feels like it feels crazy to say it was 2 years ago, but here's the book. I showed it last night on my live. This is just an advanced copy. It's got that weird not for resale across the middle of it, but go find it on Amazon. Tom has done a great job researching this case, and he's been really good at sharing with me some of his findings and impressions. And the next thing we're going to dig into is Mountain Meadows, right? We're going to go down that rabbit hole. So I'm excited about that. So not a whole lot to report from court this morning. We went through some more electronic questionnaires. I didn't realize that we hadn't gotten through all of them yesterday. I thought we had, but there were more to go through, and we found 10 more potential jurors this morning. And so this afternoon, what's going to happen is the in-person questioning of all of these jurors. So they're going to re-randomize all those numbers. We've got, what is it, 63? Yeah. So maybe I missed one, and it's 63 potential jurors. And we will get to, or not we, but the prosecution and the defense will each have an opportunity to ask them questions about their knowledge of the case or not, and ask them about any biases they might have. I know some of the electronic questionnaire questions had to do with whether or not they trusted or believed law enforcement. Another was whether or not they were willing to look at potentially graphic evidence and photos and videos, things like that. Was there anything else that caught your attention, Tom? Yeah, hardship. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that because even though, this whole thing started with the murder of Charles Vallow back in 2019, I think the kids missing was a much bigger case. It was much more publicized, and it was mainly in Idaho and not here. And so, oh, okay, they're saying you can't hear Tom, and that's because I've got my AirPod in and I didn't give you one. So I'm so sorry. Okay, so that's good to know for the future. Thank you so much. Ghost of Tom. Can't hear Tom. Just sit here and smile. Yeah, so I think so thinking about this process back for you, back when it was, back when you were being selected for the jury. I remember you saying that you recognized Lori when you first walked in the courtroom, but you didn't really know much about the case. And then I'm just thinking about the process for these jurors. Their lives are about to change forever. Yeah, in ways they don't really understand. Well, yeah, yeah, if they knew they would run, that's right, that's right. They'd find a way to get out of it. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you take a break since we can't hear you. Sorry, but thank you so much. I'm gonna head back into the courtroom here in just a couple minutes, but I wanted to just let you guys know some of the things that are happening. I am gonna do a recap of the courtroom proceedings after we're all done here today around 4:30 local time. So that'll be 5:30 Mountain, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be appearing on Banfield. And then Monday night, I'm going to be appearing on Web Sleuths. Oh, thank you, Raquel. That's so kind of you. It's hard for me to see these comments as they go by. I don't have a glare today, but they're going by pretty fast and I don't have my glasses on. So, um, thank you guys so much. So I feel so much better today. I got a good night's sleep. I was able to get up early enough to just like get myself ready and have a pretty chill morning. So I'm feeling a much more rested today. But for those of you who are following on X, you'll know the judge really thinks that we're going to get a jury seated this afternoon. And if that's the case, we won't have court tomorrow or Thursday. And I'm not scheduled to go back until Friday, late afternoon Friday. So I looked at changing my flight. It looks like that might not be possible. But if I do stay, then I'm going to have the chance to just hang out here, talk to some more of the people who are living in the area and also who some of the people who traveled here for the case and I'll just be doing more interviews and things like that. So it'll give us a little bit more downtime to do some more business of, just talking to people and getting to know people. So I think that's great. I'm very excited to go in and hear the interviews of the jurors. It'll be really interesting to know how Lori handles that, how she treats the jurors, how she acts in front of the potential jurors. She's been very, up until yesterday, she was really compliant and deferential with the judge. Yesterday's fireworks were just something else. That's something we haven't seen from Lori so far in the courtroom until yesterday. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through that hearing and just clip out the important arguments that Lori made and so that you can have it all in one condensed spot, because I know it's a lot to have that full almost 2 hours worth of hearing and to figure out the spots that are important to listen to. So I'm going to do that for you guys. And so there there are some family seats, although I haven't really as I said, I left a message with the prosecutor at one point to tell her, to ask her if I could come in as family, but did not hear back from her. I know how super busy she is. She's in the courtroom and I've tried to talk to her a couple of times, but I did not pull her out. So um I didn't want to interrupt what she was doing, and also Lori's right there too, so I don't want to make a spectacle or I don't want to really say anything in front of Lori, to be honest with you. So I will make an attempt to try and get into family seats this afternoon, because what's going to happen is that the jury is going to be taking up the majority of those seats in there. So I'm going to go on up there to the courtroom in just a minute and see if I can sort of secure myself a spot. Either way, I am definitely going to be continuing to report on X real time as things are going on. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Lori definitely saw me this morning. I was sitting right on the edge. There's like the defense table is on the as you're facing the judge's bench. The defense table is on the left. The prosecution is on the right, and I'm sitting on the prosecution side, but in the second row, right on the end. And Lori definitely saw me, but she looked past me. She made a concerted effort to not look directly into my eyes and to notice me. It was really funny because it's not a very big space and there aren't very many people sitting around me. And it was funny to see her deliberately look past me and to not acknowledge me. So really interesting. Um, I'm doing good. I feel really good so far. Um, I know that once evidence starts being heard, this is going to get a lot heavier for me a lot more quickly. So I'm just going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and do as many of these lives as I feel up to doing. There may be a point in the trial when I'm just not feeling emotionally up to it. So if you don't see me on a lunch live for some reason, that could be it, but I'm going to do my best to do a recap after court every day in a timely fashion as much as I possibly can. So, what is most important to me is justice for Charles and justice for Brandon. And I'm here to report on the truth and to make sure that the truth gets told. And also to remind people that unhealthy religious systems and unhealthy family systems and unhealthy personal ideas are why we got to where we are today. Um, Tom and I talked at lunch a little bit today about how important it is to look at yourself and to examine your own actions and motives and to understand how and when and where and why the things that you do and say might be harming other people. It's that lack of introspection, that lack of ability to look at one's own flaws that gets us to places like this. When you have someone who is desperate to control things in their lives and they've got unhealed emotional wounds, that's where there is a potential for crime to happen. And so I really just want people to understand that dynamic and how important it is. And that's what I want to talk about going forward. Healthier relationships, healthier personal, interpersonal relationships, and just healthier systems in general, families and religious systems too. So thank you guys all for your support. I'm going to go back and read all these comments after I get off the live. I'm going to go on into the courtroom now, and I will see you later this afternoon around 4:30 um, Arizona time. So figure out where that is in your time zone. And if I'm a little bit late, please be patient with me. But I do have my studio all set up now, so I should be able to just take my cab or Uber or whatever I do from here to my Airbnb, and I should be able to be there on time. So that's what I'm shooting for. Thanks, guys, for your support. I really, really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate everything that you're doing for this community. And hopefully the ways in which you're becoming a healthier human being and a healthier family member because of all of this as well. So I would love to hear about some of that after the live ends. Leave it in the comments because it'll be easier for me to see. And I'd love to hear some of your stories about your personal journeys. So please take care of yourselves and I'll talk to you again soon. We'll see ya.